I, Michael Zadel,
I, Michael Zadel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United
to
States
support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Village Trustee
of the office of Village Trustee
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Very much.
Trust that you will like your choice of seats.
Fits just fine, thank you, sir.
You know, Mike's life as a public servant didn't start as a village trustee. Way back in the late 1970s, he was working with me at Public Works, and he was swinging around in trees.
He started out as an entry-level employee at Public Works, and he wound up being promoted. He became a foreman in fairly short order back in the 1970s. He had a very pretty mustache. It's a rockin' look. It's kind of early Magnum PI.
Even though he hadn't had training in forestry, I know that he was going to the library and getting books and trying to educate himself on his own time.
Smart, articulate, and interested, and met people easily. An interesting individual, and I thought, and still do, that he was a real asset to the village board.
Mike, as a trustee, people listen to him and they understand what he is asking for, and he's got the village interest and that in his heart.
He would have read the backup information. He would ask pertinent, thoughtful questions.
Not only does he know what he's talking about, he actually knew what I was talking about, which was like even better than me sometimes.
You could tell that he had done his homework, and he would prepare not only what material perhaps was provided by the village staff, but also he would go out many times to check on things himself.
He's got an opinion or perspective or a question that reflects the fact that he's thought about things deeply.
Mike was responsible for the maintenance garages. So he would travel around from maintenance garage to maintenance garage, making sure that it was adequately being run.
It was a 24-hour-a-day job. He would get up in the morning and he would go to his job and come back, and he never really talked about it, and I never understood what it was. You know, I finally called it the paper route, because that was the only thing I could think that would be happening at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Besides being a trustee, besides doing everything else he does, he has been very active in the community.
One thing that I think turned out very well was the car show. Mike was pivotal in bringing that to the Lions.
Every Saturday night he's there. Being the chairman, he's responsible. And you know, when he takes a charge of something, you can bet it's going to be done. It's going to be done very well.
And I think that just shows, you know, what Mike is capable of doing.
He wants things done right if he's going to be involved in it. And that's, you know, you can't say that for a lot of people. You know, some people will say, hey, I want to just do it and get it done with. Mike's not that way.
He probably is inspired, you know, in his devotion to public service by the fact that he's making the world a better place for his community and his children and grandchildren.
Well, it's another family that I think is just full of energy. You know, especially his grandson, Kason. The events that he goes through, the baseball games and the dances and the plays of all his grandchildren. The time that he spends with his daughter, his son-in-law up in Alaska, it's just fun to watch, how the love for his family.
He was very fortunate, as I was during the time, that he had a very supportive wife. Carolyn was, she contributed, I think, a great deal. They made a great pair.
The love that I see for his family at all different levels is just phenomenal. And I think that's why I like hanging out with Mike, because that carries over to me. And you learn for that, and it's almost like a mentor figure.
Mike has been a mentor for many people, I believe, in that. And hey, if I have some questions on things, who do I go to? I go to Mike Zadel.
Whether it's Public Works foreman Mike or the older seasoned public servant, he always cared about doing a good job and doing the best he could for his community.
I think he firmly believes that that's why we exist on this earth, is to help other people.
Kind, generous, always there for you. If you needed anything, he would be there. Even when you don't ask, he shows up.
What advice would you give Mike? And I was thinking about what I could say, and I thought probably the best one I could say is, Mike, keep your head down, slow down your backswing, and come through the ball.